Welcome in everyone, how y'all doing? If y'all inside, hit that subscribe button, and we got a new one for me to react to today. I saw this come up in my notification or in my list of things to react to, and this popped up in my news feed just a couple hours ago. We got Flacco here talking about new evidence proves Tory Lanez got framed and set up by Meghan the Stallion. I ain't gonna give my 2 cents just yet, but let's see what he got to say, because you know what I'm saying, I've been saying this has been some BS from day one, and everybody who says free Tory, for some reason, coincidentally, they end up in trouble, you know. But let's see what he got to say. Let's go.
His team just revealed bombshell information that will exonerate. Tory Lanez team just revealed bombshell information that will exonerate Tory Lanez and destroy and ruin Megan Thee Stallion's career and her credibility. And they laid everything out on a new website. Congresswoman Anna Paulina is the mastermind behind this new website to exonerate Tory Lanez. And it all stemmed from a tweet that she posted a week ago, where she says in 36 hours, we will be releasing new bombshell information that would exonerate Tory Lanez. It wasn't released within 36 hours, but instead they started.
And if I'm correct, this is Flacco from No Jumper 22. Yeah.
Started a website coined after the term 36 hours later and released all the information on that website. A lot of people have questioned her motives, why a congresswoman, a Republican at that, wants to get involved in a Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion hip-hop drama. But she just came out to say she's involved because she truly believes that Tory Lanez was railroaded by a corrupt democratic system. Tory's team did a great job at telling the full story and not just bombarding us with new information right away. One of the initial pieces in the first step, they pointed out information that contradicted the storyline that Tory Lanez told Megan Thee Stallion's dance bit and then fired 6 shots at her. They released footage of Megan Thee Stallion admitting that she stepped on glass, but not just that. In this interaction with the police, Megan Thee Stallion was very concerned about her going to jail and her being in trouble. And to me, that's very strange. A gunshot victim.
And why would you be worried about you going to jail if you've been shot? Why don't you look like you shook right here? Why would you say that you foot got cut by glass, whether it's ricocheted or not? You know what I'm saying? I'm just so many unanswered questions that makes you wonder.
Being really concerned about the police discovering something that could send her to jail doesn't make sense to me. And this isn't Megan Thee Stallion's first run-in with the law. Megan Thee Stallion has a long rap sheet, bro. Megan Thee Stallion has multiple mugshots out there. So Megan Thee Stallion understands the law. If you did nothing wrong and you are the gunshot victim, why would you be going to jail for getting shot?
What's that? Do you think we're gonna go to jail? I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out.
For real, if you're a victim and you're the one being shot, why are you worried about going to jail for? I'm just saying. That's the last thing on your mind if you're the victim.
As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think... I really cannot go to jail. Okay.
Why would she go to jail for? You're the victim.
I have that on my image.
Okay. So how did that happen to you?
So she's more concentrated on her image and going to jail than actually being shot or shot at. Somebody points at you, lets off a few rounds. Trust me, you're either in shock or that's the only thing you're remembering right now. None of this.
Glass, where?
Where we were coming from?
Here.
Glass.
Glass, where?
Where we were coming from? I'm not from here, so I...
Okay.
That's the only place you got shot at? That's the only place you got shot?
I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir.
Let me pull that back again.
That's the only place you got shot at? That's the only place you got shot?
I didn't get shot.
I didn't get
Did it?
No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir.
I didn't get no, sir.
She was also very concerned about her image and how this story would make her look. The storyline of getting super drunk at Kylie Jenner's house, trying to fight Kylie Jenner, fighting your best friend, fighting a man that night, being exposed for sleeping with the man that your best friend is doing a sneaky link with, that looks bad for you. That looks horrible. And then stepping on a glass because you're super intoxicated and you're just drunk looks horrible. But the storyline of this really angry man shot at you because you stood up for yourself. Now that storyline looks wonderful for your career.
Trust
so
me.
you could understand how that got concocted as soon as she picked up that phone and called Rock
I didn't see that footage right there when she admitted to not being
Nation about the quote unquote incident afterwards. I can almost tell you how that conversation went, bruh. Don't say nothing. Let's intervene. Let's try to get this all cleaned up. Because looking like a horrible drunk who was sleeping with your best friend's man looks crazy.
crazy.
Now, the police didn't just take her word for it. The police did their investigation at the scene. And at the scene, they discovered enough evidence to show that Meghan and Stallion stepped on glass, which is why when the police charged Tory Lanez initially, they only charged Tory Lanez for gun possession because they found a gun, I think, on the passenger side of the vehicle.
Shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have.
So after she made that phone call, and certain entities and stuff got involved, they switched around so he could take a little vacation away while she climbs the charts and her career becomes successful. Yeah, that's some serious. If this is true, because this is allegedly, but so far we going from what we're looking at and what we're hearing. You know what I mean? I always knew there was more to this.
The gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened. So that's all we have so far.
So nothing happened in the vehicle.
No, we don't have any casings. No.
Okay, from what you've been told. Okay.
And then there's some cash over, looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the...
So nothing happened in the vehicle. So why was I under the... I really thought that all of this happened in the limo, the vehicle they were traveling in. They're saying none of this happened. So where did it happen then? Back at Kylie Jenner's house?
The other people here that you have in handcuffs, were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She dropped a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself.
Okay.
And getting out of the vehicle.
Okay.
Did they just say what I thought they said? How the... Yo, I'll be suing. Yeah, if Tory is proven innocent, I'll be coming out and suing everybody who had a hand in me being inside. And then they just tried to... The man just recently, you know what I'm saying? All this was coming out, and then all of a sudden, that happens with him inside. Breezy puts up a free Tory, and then he's arrested overseas. Is that anybody has anything to do with DDG? I heard was supporting Tory. Then all of a sudden, he's been hit with allegations regarding his kid. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, they're all under the same umbrella. Meghan Thee Stallion and all of them over there. You know, it's kind of, is it coincidence? Or there's more to this than ECI? And I'm talking about the eye. Make a triangle around that eye. Yo, fam, a lot of stuff going on out here. You know, allegedly.
Okay, so her friends didn't cut her then.
Right.
Well,
And that's the bottle on the floor.
yeah.
That's the bottle right there, yeah?
See your hands. Show us your hands. Come out with your hands up. Okay? Come out, people passenger with your hands up. Hands up. Alright, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back. Keep going. Keep going.
Who's that? Meghan Thee Stallion?
Hey, stop. Move to the left. Keep moving.
It's right down in Florida.
Move back to the sound of my voice.
Move back.
Back.
Oh,
Keep
she
going.
cut
Keep
herself.
going.
The corruption here is crazy. The police officer literally watched her with her own eyes, seen her in 4K with her own eyes, stepping on the bottle and then began to limp.
Mm-hmm.
She stepped on the bottle.
Bruh, I just heard the officer say, yo, she just cut herself on the bottle. But yet y'all was showing all these pictures of all these fragments. I mean, all these people jumping out the window. And proof right here, the officers saying what really happened. So why did he go away when all this is here? Now somebody needs to pay for this. Come on,
In
man.
front of the police officers, you just heard her say, oh man, she just stepped on the bottle and she cut her. So if they watched her step on the bottle, cut herself open, probably had some fragments go in the open wound because she's walking on literal glass at the time. How does this equate to Tory Lanez popped at her? Now, I do believe a gun was shot that night. Don't get me wrong. A gun was indeed shot that night. But I don't think that gun is what penetrated Megan Thee Stallion's skin.
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail? What's that? Do you think we're gonna go to jail?
What woman you know who just got shot is
Like, y'all trying to tell me she's the one who popped off? Is she the one who actually... That's why she was so concerned about her going to jail. And then flip the script around to make it look as if she's a victim. That's some diabolical work there. Serious diabolical work. And I mean, with the alleged history that people have, it don't surprise me. But still, that's just wrong. There's a special place in hell for people like that. You know what I'm saying? That's if it comes out that it's guaranteed 100% true. But so far, I'm like, yo, look, we're hearing it with our own eyes.
talking that calmly, is that composed, is that stoic. A gunshot victim, is that composed, that stoic? It's kind of like somebody just sitting on the curb, man, like just waiting for the police to go away. Is that, come on, bro. Bro, anybody with a brain can look at this and say, bro, what are we doing here, bro?
What are we doing?
How do we go from this to somebody being in jail right now for 10 plus years? This is crazy. And they even show the hospital footage where Meghan Thee Stallion is telling the doctors, yeah, I stepped on glass, it's whatever.
And so what happened with you were just one ball stick on the glass.
So why is she hooked up to a breathing monitor and all that for glass in your foot? Am I missing something here? Like, I must be missing something here. Sorry, I must be missing something.
Step on glass the other day. So you were already hurt.
Is she admitting that she stepped on glass?
And then at that point, just your friends were running back from the hospital.
Pay attention to her saying, I stepped on glass the other day too. So she already had an open wound. And that would make sense when we get to the gun and the bullet fragments and other things involved in this case. But I stepped on glass the other day too. So hence, when she stepped on glass tonight, it just re-aggravated the open wounds she already had. They provided the full timeline to expose the story that Megan Thee Stallion told of, I tried to protect Tory Lanez initially, but the only reason I'm saying he shot me now is because he spoke out first. They provided a timeline to show that
Seriously?
was an absolute lie.
Because he's been, you see what I'm saying? Like, she was so afraid that her career would be ended and she going to jail, which makes me think she was the actual... And then she switched it around because it would be the end of her career. So you went and framed an innocent person. I want to say allegedly, but by the way it sounded right now, like, yo, that's some diabolical, nasty work, girl.
She did not say she stepped on glass initially to protect Tory Lanez, and she didn't change her minds because Tory Lanez spoke out first. That's a lie. So the timeline here goes. Meghan posts about being shot on July 15, 2020. Meghan names Tory Lanez to the police the following day, on July 16th of 2020. Tory Lanez haven't gone public yet. July 27th, Megan Thee Stallion goes live on Tory Lanez's birthday. Specifically, this was her first live. It goes on August 20th, Megan Thee Stallion publicly names Tory Lanez as the shooter. But she already named Tory Lanez as a shooter to the police already, okay? And she goes live on his birthday to taunt him. Continues. Daystar tweets for the first time. So this is when Tory Lanez first tweet to clear his name. Tory Lanez goes live October 20th. This is the first time Tory Lanez goes live to clear his name. So they like, hold on, bro. If you told the police you like got shot, if like you got shot like the day afterwards, and you only told them you stepped on glass to protect Tory Lanez, then one, why'd you tell the police you got shot the day after? And then why did you go public naming Tory Lanez when Tory Lanez hadn't spoken or done any press whatsoever? Peep how Meghan said in her statement, the narrative that is being reported about Sunday morning's events are inaccurate. She will claim that she was a victim, that she suffered a gunshot wound, and that they pulled bullets from out of her legs. She says, I was never arrested. The police...
We want to see them fragments. Come on now.
Officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. Bullets? There was no bullets found in Megan Thee Stallion's leg. And the reason why Megan Thee Stallion was worried about being arrested, because if you look at the pictures they took at the police station of Kelsey's legs had nothing but cuts and scratches on it. Megan Thee Stallion did a number on Kelsey, and she bragged about it in her song. All right, you could literally see in the song the lyrics says.
So she was beating up her brethren because she was meant to be with Tory and Meghan, and her brethren was doing a little slide tackle, yeah?
Who a snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. So this is a song called Shots Fired by Megan Thee Stallion. She raps. Who a snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bid that got her chain snatched called a loss had something to say. Hey, you think it's out of the realm of possibility that Kelsey, after getting whooped on by a woman 4 to 5 inches taller than her with about 50 pounds on her, you think it's out of the realm of possibility that she picked up a gun to defend herself? I don't think so.
Now, I did think this one here in the beginning that it might have been, I said this in previous reactions, y'all could go check them out, yeah? Where I think Kelsey might have been the one trying to, well, whether protecting herself or upset or whatever. And Tory ain't said nothing because it was his, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, and he was trying to protect her. Because obviously she got put in a situation, but now we're hearing the scratches or stuff on the feet, making me think that what he's saying, you know, got some substance to it.
And this storyline, my perspective, lines up with what the only eyewitness said. What I think happened, my theory, is Megan Thee Stallion and Kelsey got into a brutal fight. Tory Lanez tried to break it up. Kelsey grabbed a gun and fired shots at Megan Thee Stallion. The shots missed. However, the bullet fragments ricocheted. And they ricocheted and got into her foot due to the open wound she already had from stepping on glass in the prior days. And then when they all got back in the vehicle, right? And when they all got back into the vehicle, I believe what took place was Megan Thee Stallion then hopped out the vehicle, stepped on glass further, re-aggravate the wound, made the wound look so much more crazy. The police said, what the heck is this?
I don't believe that.
That's what happened.
I think it's just glass.
That's the only story that makes sense, and the eyewitness account backs that up. Here is Sean Kelly, the only eyewitness of this case, telling the police that he's seen Kelsey shoot Megan Thee Stallion or fire shots at Megan Thee Stallion. The shots missed.
Wait. No, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't
No,
really
they
see
were
it.
on my side. The girl opened the door, it was 2 girls fighting, and then they shot.
She got out of the car.
Doors of the Escalade open, and the girl come out and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about the front passenger?
No, the rear.
The rear passenger. So the girl comes out of the rear passenger and she goes through the front passenger?
Yes.
And she opens up the car door?
Yes.
And then what happens?
They're screaming and shouting at each other and they start fighting.
So, yo, they out here fighting over that dick, yo. They fighting over the D. And mind you, I swear Meghan was in something with that other dude. Had him introduced to Tory, thinking it was just producing and they were just working on whatever, only to find out that she was there creeping on him with Tory. Meghan did Stallion, bro. She sounding rather messy out here, you know. Very messy out here right now.
The two girls.
Yeah, I can see one like feet coming out trying to kick her and the other one's fighting, and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
The front, can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't want
and it's loud with the cars.
I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously. That's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming. She starts hitting the girl. The girl on the side, her feet come out. She starts to kick the girl away. On passenger. They get out, they start fighting here, they start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent. And between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car? Okay.
Then the gun... girl shoots it.
Where's all this evidence in the trial? Like, I know record companies are big as hell, but bro, they really would do a number on somebody just to get their way. And Tory already pissed everybody else off from going independent. And I heard Rock Nation wanted to sign him and he went no. You know, like, this is just crazy, man. This is crazy, man.
The driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you?
Have appointment at 3?
I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark and I'm above, so, but then the guy gets out again from the back.
And you want to know what happened to the only eyewitness who identified the woman shooting at Meghan Thee Stallion? That eyewitness came to court, and when he got to court, the prosecutors took him upstairs. Now, the eyewitness was the defense witness. The defense was who called the eyewitness. The prosecutors didn't want to call the eyewitness. The defense called him. But when he got to court, Tory Lanez and his family watched the prosecutors take that eyewitness upstairs, and when he came back downstairs, he didn't speak to Tory Lanez, looked nobody in their eyes, went to the stand, and completely changed up his story.
When we sat outside, my wife and I, we saw this gentleman come in and we sat down and it was identified for us that, oh, this is Mr. Sean Kelly. He's sitting across from us on the other side of the hallway. And as we sat there, the prosecution came out, one of their detectives or investigators rather, and one of the prosecutors, they took this gentleman, they went upstairs, I believe it was to the 14th floor at that time. By the time this man came down, the witness they did not want to call, this man came down and his testimony became so embellished with other nonsense that people who saw it just looked at it and said, this is crazy.
Imagine telling the police seconds, minutes after the incident, everything you just saw fresh on your mind.
Facts.
And then a year and a half later,
everything changed.
You go to tell that same story you told the police, and the prosecutors walk you upstairs, walk you back downstairs. And
I'm gonna pause right there, man. This is just some diabolical behavior. Real talking. This is nasty work. Nasty work. And it all points back to one organization, you know. But we'll see what the courts say. We'll see what's happening. They say you innocent till proven guilty, but these days it's like you guilty till proven innocent. And you got people out here who will up your career, mess up your name, drag you through the dirt so that they can succeed with no remorse. Karma's a mother. Oh God, karma has its day for everybody who does stuff like this. Man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Take care, be safe, stay blessed out there.